Hi, I'm Andrew Krieps. I want to show you a tool I made using Blender 4.0's geometry tools. This tool allows you to generate a hex grid map with a bunch of controls in and out of the viewport that allow you to fine-tune the look of the map. This includes controlling the general height of the map, placement of different noise maps, as well as changing the location of forests and buildings. To get the tool set up, we need three collections. A collection of tiles, which are hexagonal prisms, of buildings, which are models you can make on your own, and trees, which are trees. You need to make sure that each of these collections has 5 objects plus a duplicate of the last to avoid any areas where the noise map rolls over to higher than 1. Now that we have that, we can get our piece of geometry, which I'm usually using a plane, and apply our tool to it. You may need to invert the map size variable in the modifier, but after that, you will have a large area. Mine looks like this because it has a bunch of default controls already put in. Yours will look different once we remake and reset the controls. Now we have 9 empty objects. The first one we are going to rename World Resolution, or World Res, and the next 4 are going to be terrain generators and will allow you to control how the terrain looks in certain biomes. Our next 3 will be mixer controls, which will dictate where certain biomes will appear. And our last one will be our tree map. Now, with all of our different empty objects created, we can go ahead and start dragging and dropping them into our hex grid modifier. As you can see, the terrain has shifted drastically now that we've restored everything to its default. To start getting the look we're going for, we'll need to start modifying the empty objects' locations, rotations, and scales. Now with our mixers and terrain generators and all of those set in nice places, we have a nice looking map. And I wanted to say one more thing, the last I could do a voiceover to really show it off, is the tree map. Is that right now the trees are just kind of sparsely dotted all over the place. And there are 2 things you can do to increase that, and that is, if you're okay with just them being super scattered, you can go to the tree density and you can raise that really high to the point where it's almost the whole map is covered. I believe if you go all the way to 1, yeah, you get just full coverage every tile. But you can go down, but you can also do another thing. If we set this back down to 0.3, you can, wrong scale. If you take the tree map and scale that up, the trees look like they're disappearing, but really the chunks of them are just getting farther apart, and now you can have densely forested areas while other areas are still nice and empty. And if you want those forest areas to be larger, you can still go back into the tree density and up those, and they'll cover more space. Anyway, that is the tool I made. Thank you.